And welcome back to Culture in Crisis, and we are continuing with my first ever solo LP of Ocarina of Time, and we are about to head into the Deku tree. Minus a little bit of extra Z targeting, we're going to go into this little cutscene here and pretend to be Gandalf yet again. Boring, I know. And so speaks the tree. "O Navi, thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares, as the servants of evil gain strength. A vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this?" Well, you obviously want to say yes. If you were to say no, I would basically say, well, fine, come back when you're more knowledgeable. But we're about to enter into the cave, and what he's also saying is that Navi's going to be included along, and when you want to listen to her, you just hit up on the C pad or whatever you have your C set to on your emulator. So let me give you a little bit of I'm going to just kind of share some of my background thoughts on this particular level. When I first entered into the tree, it seemed like it was maybe hollow and just kind of an odd thing you would have for like a typical first stage or whatever. So, being that I wasn't, my first time, this was like my first time being in a level, like this one here. I wasn't sure how long it was going to be. Well, of course, a friend of mine pointed out that it wasn't going to take long, and at the time when I played it, it certainly was. Alright, so I don't know if you just saw that little web thing there. There is something specific involved with that level, but we're not going to get to that until a little later. We are going to get about 3 treasures in this segment. The first one is coming up momentarily, and that is the map. There is going to be some climbing involved. And we have the dungeon map. The dungeon map. I kind of skimmed through the words, but you can always pause it to check it out if you want to. Now, right in here, we're about to fight what's called a Deku scrub, which I'm sure everyone probably knows about it, but those of you that don't, it took me forever to figure out what it was called. And I first thought that it was like a mini boss level, and again, my friend was like, "No, it's not." But these are actually kind of funny little creatures, because what they do is they shoot little bullets right at you, and you have to block them with the shield. And what they do is they sort of hop around, and you have to sort of play chase with them. And then they say this: "Oh, forgive me, master! If I give you a clue, will you let me go?" And he's all freaked out and stuff. So it's like these guys will sort of come throughout the game, but for this level, they're more connected with the final boss of this level. That's just my take on it. So you get a heart piece to restore your life. Right over here is of course, the slingshot, and you can actually jump cliffs to get there. It is very easy to get it. And there's also a bonus treasure off to the side if you were just looking carefully. So this is really going to be your main weapon for the first half of the game, in addition to the boomerang, which it's going to come a little bit later. one thing that's pretty cool about this device is that you can actually get like 30 seeds that are included with it, so that makes it like really convenient for you to just use it. And of course, in true Legend of Zelda fashion, you're gonna have to use it right away to get back out of here, because it took me forever to figure it out. But basically, there is like a ladder you have to pull down, and it's the only way you can really get out of here. And as you can see, I got a little bit excited that I lost track of what I was doing. So, best way to handle this is there's going to be like a spider, sort of like hanging from like the ladder there. And what I'm doing there is using the camera angle and Z targeting to get it. And once you get it, then the ladder comes down. You can pretty much head back out. And the cool part is you don't have to fight the Deku stuff again. You can just keep going. You can go right through it. And I was being like a bit of a dickhead, and I was thinking there was like some other passage in there, and I was like a bit confused. So you guys can like call me on that, because that was frankly stupid. Alright, so now we're back out in the main area. We're going to just do a little bit of climbing here. But before we do, there are 3 spiders that you have to get out. I would highly recommend targeting them as soon as you can. Otherwise, if you try to climb the thing with the spiders, it's going to just knock you like right down. So I would try to get from a far good distance before you try to attempt to do this. And amazingly, just a couple of months ago, I couldn't believe that they threw climbing as like the first obstacle to overcome. And this took me some time. I'll give you that. It took me forever to do it. But I got better at it, and now it's very easy to do. And I apologize for the sound of the humidifier in the background, but it can be a little bit squeaky and sound like a rat sometimes. Now, the way to proceed through this next part of it is you have to get rid of some spiders, but we're not going to do that just yet. I just want to kind of point out where the compass is, those of you that would really care to do it. This is an area basically where your Deku sticks are going to come in handy pretty well. And so what you do is you just go and light them up, like so, and then light that torch over there, and then it opens up a door so you can get out. Then you hit the switch over there, and little audio glitches. I had to like recalibrate. But basically, what you do is when those little things come up, you just you do that, and then you get the compasses. Not a whole lot to it. So let me kind of explain the arrangement, how this works. Those of you that didn't happen to, accustom yourself to the NES Legend of Zelda, there's typically 8 levels in a given Zelda game, and it comes with a treasure and a map and a compass. So you'll find that to be a very valuable piece of equipment to use throughout this game, and it's certainly convenient. Now, this took me a while because my girlfriend pointed out how to actually do this. We're going to try to get the spiders out, and it took me forever to realize that I first thought you could just like hit them head on. It turns out I was an idiot and didn't figure that out until like a few times of trying it. And so what you have to do is wait till their backs are like facing towards you, Z-target them with the seeds, and that's how you kill them. But again, when I first realized that, it looked like they were just like some big scary spiders that it was just going to take like forever to get rid of. Now, this next part, it's kind of a tricky thing. I would recommend, like what I'm doing here, use your camera to really suss out the area and look carefully. Again, another thing my girlfriend taught me how to do is to look for that spot right there. That is your key point to head towards. And what you don't want to do is try to like get on the end there, like I just did and screwed up. The idea is to aim for that web, but you want to head for basically the middle part to do that. And if you and like I said, if you mess up, unfortunately, when you climb the walls again, you will have to fight the spiders all over again. So make sure that you're well stocked on Deku seeds in case that happens. Side note: you're actually able to get plenty of hearts and seeds from some of those plants. That there are some plants that sort of like you can destroy, and you know, they grow over time. And strangely enough, I don't see that in anywhere else in the game except for here. So for a little bit, you have some freedom of being able to just keep on getting like Deku seeds over and over and over again if you need to, as long as you find like the right area, and you just have to know it, like, you know, pretty well. And so, being that I'm like such a musician, I have not commented on the music, but I gotta tell you, it's very mischievous and kind of like major scale dissonant, and it almost could have been like done a little bit better. But I guess if you're inside of a tree, you have to think, okay, what does tree music sound like, and then go from there. So here's how you proceed into the second half of the tree, which you'll get to see a little bit of in this video. Again, I wanted to be sure I did it right, and if you do it right and you stand on the right spot, you'll basically burst right through the web as you just saw there. I don't know why the web looks like glass when it breaks. It's really weird. So now it brings you into this area that I honestly thought was like a dead end, and there was really like no place you could go. It couldn't have like come like more obvious to me like what I was supposed to do, and that's something that again my girlfriend pointed out. She helped me out with a lot at the beginning, and of course I just was like shocked that I couldn't figure it out, but thankfully I'm better at it now. So that treasure, you can get like another heart if you're down on life. You use that to fill. But the main way to get through this part is like I'm showing you right now. You have to find a candle and light it up with a Deku stick, and you have to be sure you know where the shallow water is so that you can safely get across. And you'll find that there is something that you're going to have to do with the flame. And once I stop screwing up, I'll show you exactly how to do it. And it's the only way you can proceed on. And I don't know if you can see through like all the choppiness in that little cage. There's like a special kind of spire that has like a gold coin. Those coins are very valuable in this game. You know, I will be getting more into that throughout the LP, but it can significantly make the game work a lot more better, and you can get more rupees and all kinds of good stuff. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But in the meantime, now that I finally stopped screwing around, you take the flame, you burn this little web, and you find this door. And what's inside? Well, that's where this video stops, and you will find out next time.